Hello, my name is Patrick Alerza, and this is my final project for Geography 365 Tourism Geographies, and I'll be presenting on Mexico City's new airports and their effect on tourism within the greater Mexico City region. So first, some background on the issue. Mexico City is the capital of Mexico and also the largest city in North America with over 22 million people. But despite this, its airport is subpar compared to other cities of its size, and it is incredibly overcrowded and lacking many modern amenities of an airport. So, to combat these issues, in 2014, then President of Mexico, Enrique Peña Nieto, proposed the construction of the Texcoco Airport, which would have had capacity for more than double Benito Juarez International Airport, and it would have been an international airport for all of Mexico, and at huge costs, but huge potential for tourism and travel within the area. However, in 2019, when Nieto's term ran out and he was replaced by a new president, Lopez Obrador, the Texcoco airport was canceled at great cost of almost $5 billion, and this was while the airport was still under construction and around 30 to 40% completed. So the Benito Juarez International Airport still had to be replaced because it was still overcrowded. So then it was decided to instead begin construction of a new airport, Felipe Ángeles International Airport, and that was constructed in a very rapid time span in under 3 years, and it just completed in March of this year. So, in telling you about the background of the airports, it is important to know what are the characteristics that make a good airport for tourism. So the main thing that makes an airport good for tourism is the proximity to tourist destinations. So if a tourist has to travel along, like if they get off a long flight and they still have to travel a few hours by car, train, what have you, then they will be less likely to use that airport. Also, good infrastructure and amenities to the airport. This is stuff like connecting car and rail lines, and then also other amenities, such as restaurants, shops, and general things that would make an airport a nice place to travel through. Lastly, airports can actually have a sense of place, and this is becoming more and more common in airport construction. Sense of place revolves around, can be built by art, or good restaurants, or just an overall good vibe from the airport. If it's a place people want to be, they're more likely to travel there. And airports don't just have to be concrete boxes anymore. They can be places where people actually wish to go to. So now that we know what makes an airport good for tourism, we can discuss some of the issues with the new Felipe Ángeles International Airport. First of all, the airport is very far from the city center. It's about more than 30 miles north of the city. This is different from Benito Juarez, which is right near the central business district. And it is also different from the Texcoco airport, which would have been also very close to the city center. Also, the airport is lacking many amenities, such as restaurants. It has been described as some by just a concrete box at this point, but this could also be due to the very new nature of the airport, since it was only completed 3 months ago. Secondly, the airport is actually creating dangerous flight patterns in the Mexico City airspace. With the addition of a new airport, the airspace had to be redesigned to make sure it was safe with Benito Juarez. But it was found that the new airspace redesign made some dangerous flight paths for airplanes departing from either airport. So there has been a reduction in flights from the main airport at Benito Juarez to make sure the airspace remains safe. And finally, the airport's effect on tourism. The new airport has had little, if not negative, effect on tourism. This is because of the reduction in amount of flights that can operate out of the Mexico City area. And then the new airport also has very few daily flights from it. So far, it's only serving 7 destinations as opposed to hundreds served from Benito Juarez. The full data is not yet available because, like I said, the airport is only 3 months old. But time will tell whether or not this airport actually can promote tourism and help the overcrowding issues at Benito Juarez. But for the time being, it looks like the airport has not living up to the prior expectations of the president.